Welcome back, paceimmigration.com, talking with Director of Immigration Jim Metcalfe. Jim, I'm going to throw you some questions now. You asked me to ask.
Is this 20 questions?
This is only six.
Six. Oh,
This is
six
only
questions.
This is six questions.
Am I going to be graded on my answers?
You will by the people that read the answers. Yeah.
Good answer.
Or see the answer when I put the video up on Facebook. So.
Okay,
All
shoot.
Right. Here we go with number one. These are directly from people on Facebook, and if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or whatever, send questions in, immigration@pacelawfirm.com, and we can try and answer your questions.
I have to put my thinking glasses on for this.
Please do. Number one, I have an open. This person says I have an open work permit.
Yes.
And have an offer from a company for a job, but that would be as an independent contractor, sole proprietor. Is it okay for me to work as a sole proprietor on an open work permit? Would I be able to qualify for the permanent residence under this experience?
So you're going to be a contractor, or there's an employment contract?
Looks that way. It looks like they're hiring him out, I guess, as like almost like a freelancer, I suppose.
I think the first question I'd ask is there an employer-employee relationship?
Okay.
Are source deductions going to be made from your contract to pay for taxes, EI, et cetera, et cetera? I would be very reluctant to consider a case like that for the purposes of immigration, because it sounds like you're self-employed, and there should be an employer-employee relationship. There should be a paper trail of an offer of employment, of a pay stub which shows the number of hours that you've worked, your source deductions, etc.
Okay.
I would be very reluctant to advise somebody that it would be okay. It's a very gray area, and immigration only understands employer-employee relationships.
Okay. Carry on to number two. I have a college degree specializing in English literature and a computer certificate. Let's see what he says here. Whenever I log on to Immigration Canada sites, they ask me to fill out an evaluation form, and when I'm finished with them, they're telling me I'm not qualified. I want to know why. So it sounds like he's saying, I have this English lit, I have a computer certificate, but they're saying that's not enough.
What about work experience?
Okay.
It's not so much your education, but it's what you've done with your education in terms of jobs. There's nothing wrong with an English literature degree, a BA, or whatever you have it. It's your job and your job duties and responsibilities, and that is the key to success in any skilled worker application.
Okay. Carrying on. Like my new phone, by the way?
Yeah, what is it?
We won't pitch it on the air, but
Is it a BB?
I can't say, you know.
Okay.
We're not getting paid for endorsements. Number three. Kindly, I would like to clarify about the IELTS exam, which is the English language test,
Right.
basically. What is the benchmark required, and should I take French too? And should my spouse also do the language test?
That's a multifaceted question.
Let's start with the benchmark. He's asking about a benchmark. What should he aim for mark-wise? Pass, fail?
6.5 to 7 in the four reading, writing, speaking aspects of it. Yes.
Okay.
Because that gives you maximum points.
All right.
In the assessment. If you speak French as well as a second language, you can get marginally a few more points.
Okay.
And your wife's or your spouse's ability in French and English is important as well.
Okay. So do it. Basically.
Do it, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Number four. Hi, I would like to know how I can have my educational credentials assessed here in the Philippines. Is there an office or an agency? I'm assuming it's about being qualified in Canada the same as they are in the Philippines.
You're looking at whether your engineering degree is going to be accepted by the Canadian Council of Professional Engineers or the Association of Professional Engineers in Ontario. There are organizations listed on the CEC website. I believe there are 4 that will do an equivalency off your degree or diploma, and that is what you should follow. And those are companies in Canada. Companies in the Philippines are not in a position to equate your Filipino degree to a Canadian standard.
Okay. CEC website. If I can find the link, I'll put it on the screen for you right here.
Yeah.
You can find it there. Number 5. When will Canadian immigration offices be situated in Nigeria? It's a long trip to travel to Ghana to get the visa stuff going.
I have no idea on that. The only thing that is, I should back up. There's a a regional immigration office in Accra, Ghana, that does the full range of immigration processing for most of West Africa, or English West Africa. The Canadian High Commission in Lagos does visitor visa applications. It's part of the consular service, but I do believe those are immigration officers doing it. I don't know, we used to have a full service immigration office in Lagos. I don't know why it was closed, but what you're finding now is you really don't have to be in the country or visit the country, except if you're required to have an interview, because very few people are being interviewed now. If you're applying, I don't know what the plans are in Nigeria for a visa application center, or if there's one, say, in Accra. You just have to check the website, but that is always a continuing problem in underserviced areas, but resources are very thin on the ground. We've seen some improvement on visitor visa issuance in Lagos. I think it's down to about 30 days now, as opposed to 60 days now, but I don't know what the targets are. It's a very difficult environment in which they work in Lagos.
Okay. Last question. Number 6. If I got a work permit in Canada, can my family get a temporary residence permit to live together in Canada?
Without an awful lot more information about where you come from, the nature of the work permit, the duration of the employment, etc., I would not be prepared to answer that question with an unequivocal response. It is possible.
It's possible, but whenever you say it's possible, that means don't bank on it.
Don't bank on it,
Yeah.
And it's not probable. It depends on the circumstances.
Okay. If you want to get a little more specific, maybe send Jim an email at the email
Sure.
address you see on the screen, and maybe he can answer it a little bit further if you give him some more info. Thanks a lot, Jim.
Oh, I was just going to add.
Yes?
Only know if you make the application. So it's not good to speculate on questions like that. All I know is if you don't apply, you don't get a visa.
There you go. So start the application process.
Start the application process. Develop a very strong application showing that you are well established here and there's long-term prospects for your employment to continue, or that you are planning on making an application for permanent residence.
Right. Jobs is everything, right? Like
Jobs
employment
is
huge.
Yes. Right. If you've got an employment contract for 3 or 4 years, or if you're at a university or college and you've got tenure, it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah. Okay.
And is your income sufficient to support a family in Canada?
Right.
So there's a lot of factors that you have to look at before you can make a statement or give an answer to that type of a question.
Okay.
One size does not fit all.
Great.
In immigration.
Thanks, Jim, for coming by. We'll have some more questions for you soon and put you on the spot.
Well, you're testing my knowledge.
And you have lots of it. Don't worry about it.
Good.
PaceImmigration.com. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Take care.